Started. So, selling season, money season, I like to call it. I like to go through money season with a grand finale on Cyber Monday, which to me I call Cyber Money Monday, because Money Monday is usually what it is for me. Usually that's my celebration of all my hard work. So I want to talk about those individual seasons, but I really just want to bring some conversation and some clarity to what I think we're going to see this year and how we can plan for it. So I'm going to come right out of the gate and just talk to you about the 4 specific times that are on my mind this time of year, because I think more than ever, the 4 of them need to work together. And they kind of need to link together more so than they ever have before. Good morning, Jowers family. And good morning, Maggie. Thanks for coming in, guys. So the four key selling, I'm going to call them selling dates that I like to really plan for this time of year. September is a seller's month, big time. And I think it will be this year as well. It'll be different, but it will be this year as well. So September is something that needs to be on your mind. Black Friday, obviously, but Black Friday is going to be also a little different. Cyber Monday is a thing, will always be a thing, and you absolutely need to leverage it. And then New Year's. So those are the 4, like when I get into the back half of the year, as soon as I transition into July, I'm immediately putting a lot of attention and a lot of thought into what do we need to do in September, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and New Year. Those are the 4 best selling seasons of the year, in my opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to go all in on all 4 of them, but I think you need to be very aware of how consumers tend to respond in each of those 4 seasons, and you just need to figure out how you want to leverage those. So let's just talk about just real quick about September. Usually the reason why September is such a good selling season is because it's end of summer. As soon as you get past Labor Day, people's minds shift off of vacation mode, back to school mode. Usually on a normal year, kids are back to school, vacations are over, they're back to work. And usually what happens from my experience, it's year after year after year after year, people who have been sitting and thinking and waiting and sitting and thinking and waiting call me after Labor Day and say, I'm ready to go. So September is notoriously a month where people are usually in a shift of mind and are ready to put focus on something that they may not have been ready to put focus on throughout the summer months because they just had all the things going on in the summer months. Now, will that be affected a bit this year? I think possibly, just because, I mean, especially just anybody who has kids, the whole school thing is just super weird. And y'all who've got kids are going back to school, like the first couple of weeks is just going to be stupid. And, so we're just kind of working our way through it. And so we're just going to have to see. There's just going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be weird. But I do believe that this is kind of the way I kind of handle my September is I don't necessarily come out of the gate with some flashy new offer that I'm trying to generate organic attention from. Usually what September is I go usually August, actually. August is when I go really hard on really cultivating leads with people who have already connected to me. And I really work that lead list, and I really warm those people up, and I really get them engaging. I'm thinking about this time right now this year, I'm thinking about new freemiums that I can create and get on my website. I'm thinking about new resources that I can put together. I'm trying to find any way right now that I can stir up some engagement, not paid engagement, free engagement, things that I can give to people that are helpful to get them getting their journey started. Because I know if I can get people moving and taking steps towards me in August, there's a high likelihood that I can close them in September. So September is a money month, but I don't know. I've never really tried to make it hey, wow, I got a new flashy program that I'm launching because I'm right on the heels of Black Friday and I want to save all that excitement for Black Friday. But I really want to work that lead list going in September. All right. So that's my thoughts on September. Black Friday obviously is Black Friday, but a couple things about Black Friday this year. First of all, I always do research on Black Friday. I always want to know. I see my own thoughts and my own experiences around what the market is doing, but I also want to know from the experts what are the projections of Black Friday. So just from a volume standpoint, the projections about Black Friday this year are, a lot of people are saying it's going to be doom and gloom on retail for Black Friday. Well, the reason why is because Black Friday has always been a in-store shopping experience. And that's what made Black Friday Black Friday. Everybody wants to get out to the stores, get in the lines, blow into Best Buy and get the best new Apple thing, right? That's over. If you're running a big box retailer, you're dead this year. I mean, unless you figure out a real good way to shop online. I mean, I thank God that I am not in retail anymore. Like, I swear, man, every year, I just thank the Lord every time I come into a selling season. I'm like, I'm so glad I don't work in retail anymore. But this year, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I don't work in retail anymore. So from that perspective, it's going to be different. But what's happening is basically this year is going to be about 100% online. Even if you're a local retailer, retailers have got to figure out how to sell online. One of the number one things that local retailers, brick and mortar retailers, are trying to figure out is how they can really leverage curbside delivery for Black Friday, just like they did with Memorial Day, because Memorial Day is also a huge shopping season and everybody was shut down. And so they were trying to figure out how we get anything out of our Memorial Day shopping season. And so everybody was doing curbside pickup like crazy. That's going to have to be their go-to this year. We don't have to worry about that. Thank the Lord. So it's going to be different. It's going to be tremendously online, but a couple things that I'm thinking about with Black Friday. First of all, let me just give you some sales statistics. All right. So 2018, there was $9 billion in sales on Black Friday. Black Friday season, which tends to go for about the whole month of November. $9 billion in sales. That was 2018. 2019, last year, it jumped to 11.9 billion. All right. So the projections this year is to do 11 billion. They're projecting it to dip a little bit, but it's not going to dip much. They're still expecting $11 billion in sales over Black Friday selling season. And a lot of people are like, well, people have lost their jobs and, and all the things, but really all, people are going to spend money. They always do. People always spend money. It doesn't matter what's going on. People still spend money. So they will spend money. The average ticket last year was a little over $800 per person. Average. They're expecting this year to be right around $750. So that might dip just a little, but not much. So that's average per person. $750. So there's a lot of money that is being spent there. So the trick with Black Friday is not to get people to spend money. The trick with Black Friday is to get them to spend the money they do have allocated on you and get them to see that you are what they want to spend their money on. That's the only trick with Black Friday. Now, I have sold everything from a $49 mini course to a $10,000 membership on Black Friday. And they all sell, little, big, and everywhere in between. It's just all about the effort that goes into it and how you prep people to be ready to take a look at what you have to offer. The other thing about Black Friday is I think this year more than ever, and it's kind of been moving this direction over the past couple of years, but I think this year more than ever, Black Friday, the day Black Friday, is too late to make your offer. Do y'all agree with that? I think it needs to back up a little bit. It used to be like Black Friday was the day and you had to wait to get the deal. And then retailers are like, man, I got to get ahead of my competitor. So I'm going to open my deal the day before Thanksgiving and let them see it then. And then I went to, well, I got to beat that. So now I'm going to open my deal on Monday and give them Black Friday week. And then someone's like, I got you beat. I'm going to do Black November. And then Black November became a thing and everybody's opening up their deals. So by the time you get to Black Friday, the main deals are sold out because everybody started selling them back then. Right. So I think Black Friday is too late. And I'm still playing with this a little bit myself because I've up until this year, even up to last year, I still hung on to Black Friday day. My main deal when I launched EXP last year, it opened on Black Friday day. So I've never gone into the go before. This year I may. And what I'm thinking about this year is I'm still gonna put some thought to this, but I'm probably going to do a 2-week open cart ending on Black Friday. So instead of Black Friday being the open, Black Friday will be the close. It'll be your last day to get in type of deal. Because I really feel like Black Friday is too late. And just because so many retailers are already going down the road of the Black November idea type thing, and everybody's shifting online, I'm afraid if you wait to open up whatever it is you're going to sell on Black Friday, majority of people are going to have already spent their money. And so you might be too far on the end of the selling window to capture as much as you can. So I think getting it open early is going to be better. Tammy says, I think Black Friday has become a standalone, no longer attached to Christmas. I agree with that. I think it's different. However, I do believe a lot of people shop for Christmas on Black Friday. And I think a lot of people make purchases on Black Friday with Christmas in mind, thinking about, because I think that's a lot where I've done it before. Courtney and I do that a lot every year. We'll do a lot of our Christmas shopping for our kids on Black Friday because there's just so many crazy deals. Also, don't forget about people shopping for themselves. Because a lot of times, and I've found this, I've actually had people say this to me, where people are like, you know what, I want to buy myself a Christmas gift. Justin, I've had people buy a branding package for me and be like, I'm going to tell my husband, this is my Christmas gift for myself this year, and this is what I want. And they'll tell their husband, I'm investing in Justin, and that's all I want for Christmas. And they justify it that way. So don't forget about people buying themselves, because a lot of times people will want to give themselves a gift for the end of the year. So that's definitely a thing. So I think Black Friday, you want to be really put a lot of thought to the season leading up to it and when you want to make your thing available. Along with all of this, one of the things that I think is going to be so important this year is the amount of engagement you're able to stir up leading in to whatever you're selling and whenever you're selling it. You guys have heard me talk multiple times about impressions, and that it takes an average of 5 to 7 positive impressions with you, or positive experiences with you, before someone is usually willing to take a next step or commit on any level. This is going to apply more than ever this year. A lot of it because of just the way the market environment is after COVID, but also the way social media is. Especially social media is goofy right now. It's really, really goofy. So, normally when I'm doing when I'm in a selling season, I'm going into like a Black Friday, I'll just do, a ton of lives. I'll do a ton of lives. My lives are packed with value, and then I'll have a lead in, and I'm building an engagement list through lives. But that's going to be different. It's not going to work like that this year. So right now, that's what I'm talking about. Right now, I'm thinking about freemiums. How can I get people on my website? How can I get people downloading my resources? How can I get people moved into challenges? Anything that you can build up experiences. Right now, what we all need to be focusing on is, how can we be generating new leads with new people right now and giving them the opportunity to experience us? Because basically the way you need to think about it, whether you want to leverage the selling season in September, or whether you just want to put all your focus on the Black Friday, Cyber Monday selling season, or whether you just want to say, you know what, right now all I want to focus on is New Year's, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, you need to be thinking about, how am I going to accomplish impressions? How am I going to work people down through that series of impressions with me, so that when they get to Black Friday and I make my offer available, they're on 5, 6, or 7 impressions with me already, and so they're ready to commit. You cannot go all in on your marketing strategy right then and expect to close something if they have not had any experiences with you. Does that make sense? Experiences are everything. You've got to have those. You got to have that engagement. You got to have those connections. So another thing just to be thinking about too, which I just put on my notes, is is there any way that you can really be working on building a community right now? Because your money will come out of a community. Absolutely. If you can build a tribe, a group, anything that you can do to bring people together and rally them around you, and just, I'm telling you, this is a season of pouring in. This is a season of giving, of value, of just being resourceful, of being that person where, of all the noise and all the negativity and all the garbage that's out there, you're the person that's just helpful, and you're giving resources, and you're giving just anything you can just give to people right now to draw them to you and realize that you are the person that can help them with whatever it is that you help them with. Those impressions are going to be so powerful. And you know, I've said this before on my videos, but I'll bring it up again. I firmly and strongly believe, because this is how I've experienced my own business growth, that your business and your brand will grow at the same pace and at the same level at which you are able to develop new relationships. Relationships are everything. I don't focus on a week by week, month by month basis. I don't focus on how do I grow my business this month? How do I grow my brand this month? How do I make more money this month? I focus on how do I make more relationships? How do I get more connections? Where are my people and how do I connect to them? How do I really draw people to me? How do I show people that I am who I say I am and that I'm going to be here for the long haul? Right? How do I do? My focus is always on relationships, and I've seen it. I mean, I could probably put stats to it if I wanted to, that on the months that I give more and more attention to building relationships and building my community, it's like almost a given the following month my sales go up because of it. It just rolls that way. But then when I get busy and I get my head down and I go through several weeks or a month of not really making relationships or new connections a priority, the following month my sales will dip. It's just a given. So relationships are everything. You got to be finding a way to connect to people, because those connections and those people that you are engaging with are going to be the people that are going to be first in line to buy whatever you're selling. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So community, we talked about that. Thinking about one of the things that I'm going to be thinking about too is you got to have a hook. Sherry says, by building community, do you recommend a free group or just through online content? Group was good. One of the things that I'm going to be doing, Sherry, is I'm considering creating a new challenge, a challenge that I've never done before. Like I've done Monetize Your Mind, which has been very successful, but I've done it multiple times. I did Ignite Your Personal Brand in the beginning of the year. So I'm thinking about doing a new challenge, and I've got some ideas on that, but I'm thinking about doing a challenge that I wanted to create a challenge that just blows people's minds, because that's usually what my challenges are. I want them to be like, no way, you're doing that for free? That's crazy. I'm like, I know, because I want to do something that's, I mean, it really needs to kind of have that to it. It needs to be like, wow, that's so cool. I can't believe you're doing that for free. But even like I could do a challenge. I could do a 7-day challenge. And let's say I spend my entire month of August leading up to Labor Day, really value, throwing out resources, throwing out guides, throwing out anything I can do to help people. And then in September, maybe I roll in and I do a challenge somewhere in that season where I can really draw people together. Because if I could get 30, 40, 50 people into a challenge with me, that I just build a new community of people. And then once you get through that season, then I can take those people and I can really cultivate them and work them. And some of them will buy something from me at that point in time, but then other ones just want more help, want more guidance, want more whatever. And then I can really cultivate that group leading into Black Friday selling season. But all of those things in mind, I'm thinking about, what am I selling on Black Friday? What kind of ticket is that? And what do I got to do with my group now, with new connections now, to really get people primed up? So by the time I make that thing available, I got people that are really seriously considering that thing. So community can be done a variety of ways. If you've got if you already have a group, which some of you guys do already have a group, now is the time over the next 60 days, the next 2 months, to just pour into that group and get as much engagement out of that group as possible, so they are drawn into you. Go ahead, Sherry. You want to add something?
Yeah. Well, I have a question. I don't know how I should traverse this, and I think it's something that you probably have a lot of thought on. So much like how you have your challenge groups for, the different things that lead to different offers, I have one challenge group right now that I'm about to reopen in September. It's a 1-week challenge that I always do. I'm curious if I should, between now and when I open that challenge again, start getting people into it and feeding them content, and kind of building up to it and feeding, and just, whatever I do on YouTube, whatever I do, post the links there. Or do I want to keep that only for that short window?
I'd load it.
Okay.
I'd load that thing up. Yep. I would. I would do your YouTube videos, anything you. I'll be talking about, guys. Listen, our next challenge is going to kick off in September. We got 6 weeks. Get in this group. There's content flowing there weekly. There's things that you can do to get started right now to get a head start on what we're going to do. We're 5 weeks. We're 5 weeks out to the challenge starts. We're 4 weeks out to the challenge starts. We're 3 weeks out. Really make that challenge feel like an event, and I'd get as many people in there as possible. The other thing that I would do, and this for everybody, is if you've got a group or if you want to start a group, because social media is just funky right now, you want to take the people that are in those groups or the people that join those groups and figure out some creative way to get them to tap into their own audiences. Bring a friend. Get everybody to bring a friend. So whether you do a giveaway or whether you do a whatever, I don't care what it is, you want to get as many people in there as possible. I did this in the beginning of the year when I did my branding challenge. I initially just opened up the challenge window, and it was a week before we started. And I was doing videos and I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I had like, I don't know, I think 25 or 30 people that initially joined in on the challenge. And then 2 days before the challenge started, I'm like, I want 100 people in here, easy, because I want more potential. So I decided to throw out a giveaway, and I threw out a giveaway of a $3,000 branding package. I said anybody who brings a friend, Daniel, anybody who brings a friend to this challenge, and I put stipulations to it. I said you need to bring a friend to the challenge. The criteria is you invite someone that I don't know, that I'm not currently friends with on Facebook. I can't know them, be connected to them. Bring them to the group. You and them need to actively participate in all 7 days of the challenge. I need the homework assignments every single day. And at the end of the week, I'm going to draw a name out of the hat, and I'm going to give away a $3,000 branding package. Excuse me. And that was crazy. Daniel ended up winning it, which was awesome. But that quadrupled my enrollment. I went from like 28 people to 107 people in that challenge in 2 days, because and there's so much power in that. Now, yeah, I did a giveaway. That's cool. But I got all these new connections of people that I had never met before. I had no idea who they were, and they're all referrals, basically. Those are referrals. That's powerful. So if you can get whoever you have in front of you who you've already built relationship with, like Sherry, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about girl, all the ladies that you've already helped with Seekers, and the people that know you and love you and trust you and know how good you are at what you do. You got to find a way to talk to them and get them to reach into their pockets, and get those girls to reach into their pockets, and get them bringing people to you. That's how you multiply. So I would get as many people in that challenge group as possible before you actually start the challenge, because you'll be priming those people for where you're going in the selling season. Yes, absolutely. Great discussion. So we talked about impressions. We talked about engagement. We talk about money. People will be spending money. Cyber Monday, I like to do things a little bit differently, and I'll probably do it still the same this year. So Cyber Monday, in case you don't know, is considered the #1 online shopping day of the year. Now, because we're in this funky whatever this year, everything's about online nowadays. So I don't even know if statistically if that Monday still is the #1 shopping day of the year, but you want to understand the mindset behind it. Basically, the basis of that whole seller's weekend is Black Friday is when retailers open and you go to the stores and you get all the best deals that you can get out of the stores. Saturday is Small Business Saturday, which you can leverage if you want to. I never really do that, but you can. If you got something that's small businessy that you want to do on Saturday, go for it. I've tried it. I've tried Small Business Saturday. Well, usually because my Black Friday is so massive, it to me, I've always saw it as a distraction. I didn't want to dilute my Black Friday for the sake of putting out on something on Small Business Saturday. So I don't usually personally offer something on Small Business Saturday. But anyway, people go to the stores, they shop all weekend, and then usually by the end of Sunday, all the in-store stuff is done. So they're like, all right, let's go online and see what we can buy online. And then everybody shifts to the online shopping experience on Monday. That's how Cyber Monday started. The world is different now. Everybody's online all the time anyway. So Cyber Monday has lost its, I don't know. I think it's lost a little bit of momentum. just because of the way the world is now. However, Cyber Monday is still a thing, and people still look for deals on Cyber Monday that they didn't get on Black Friday. So what I do usually is my big baby, my monster offer usually comes out for Black Friday. That's my baby. Then what I do is I usually come up with a smaller surprise, high value, but maybe lower price point secondary offer on Cyber Monday. And my thought process around it is that basically I want to capture anybody who is highly engaged with me, but maybe didn't have the coin to drop on my primary offer, but might invest in a lesser secondary offer. Does that make sense? So if you're selling something for $5,000 on Friday, then maybe your Cyber Monday is something for 500. Or if you're selling something for 500 on Friday, maybe you sell something. If you're selling a $500 full-fledged academy with coaching and whatever for $800 on Black Friday, then on Cyber Monday, maybe you sell a $97 mini course. Something just high value and Cyber Monday, everybody's about deals. They want a deal, right? Bundles, packages, deals. So you want to make it sound stupid crazy. Now, just because you want to make it sound stupid crazy and you want it to be valuable doesn't mean you actually need to slice your prices. All right. So if you're regularly, if regularly you would sell a membership to your group for $497. Maybe that's your regular price. All right. So Black Friday, you want to be like, I'm going to do something crazy. I want to do 50% off. All right. I'm going to do 50% off for 24 hours only or 48 hours only. I would not take $497 and cut you down to $240. I wouldn't actually do 50% off. I would say I would creep my price up to like $897 and then say I'm gonna do 50% off 48 hours only. You can get this for $447, right? Because all they see is marketing. They just say, "Wow, that's crazy. That's half off. That's nuts." I actually did that a couple years with my inner circle. When I rolled my inner circle up, my first inner circle was $497 for the first year. Then every 6 months I raised the price. So it went up to $697, then I went to $897, and then I got around to the Black Friday selling season, and I wanted, that I think it was my first year after one year, it's 2018. I wanted to get the price up higher. So what I did was I raised my price up on my website and communicated that my inner circle was now $1497. But then Black Friday, I offered it for $897. $897 was really the price that I wanted to get out of it, but I offered this promo that sounded crazy. So I had a lot of people that enrolled at $897, and then what I told them is, you've got the Black Friday selling window, and then after Black Friday is over, the price will be back to the regular price of $1497, which it was. So once it was over, it went to $1497. Then it creeped up, I think, to $1997. And then it went to 3,000. So I just kind of work it up, but then bring it back down for Black Friday, then work, and then just keep tearing it up. So when you're thinking about your pricing, just because you want to offer something or you want to market something at a crazy exclusive price doesn't mean you actually have to whack your price. You can bring your price up and then bring it back down for the selling season. Okay. I'm looking at comments. All right, we're good on that. So Cyber Monday, make that a surprise. I do keep that a surprise. Usually that's something that nobody has a clue is coming. My Black Friday, I usually tease it. I talk about it. I'll have graphics about it. I go all in on Black Friday. It's everything. It consumes my social. And I'm going to tell you this too, another thing that I wrote down. This year more than ever, you have got to throw inhibitions out the window, because it is really going to take you going all in for you to get as much out of the selling season that you want out of it. I don't want to hear about, I don't want to bother people I don't want to annoy people with my posts. I don't want to do too many videos. I want all of it. My social networks will be blasted. I will be black and red everywhere. Everything you see in me it'll be flash. It'll be crazy. It'll be shock and awe. I'll be changing my profile picture probably every couple of days. I'll be changing my cover photo every couple of days. I'll have graphics lined up. I'll have promo videos lined up. I'll have stuff that'll just be working for me as much as possible. because the reason why you need to know the reason why. The reason why is because the in-person shopping experience is smoked this year. So everybody is online. Everybody is looking at what I'm going to buy online. And so more than ever, there are going to be so many competing visuals for people's money and attention. Everybody is going to be going crazy. Every marketer, everybody in your niche, everybody in your specialty is going to have things. And so it's the way I look at it is it's the squeaky wheel gets the grease mentality. I want to be squeaking in your ear as much as possible so that you don't give one thought to should probably buy that. And then there's Justin again, like, oh man, but he's got that thing. Oh, but look at that. Oh, there's Justin's back again. You got to be constantly keeping in front of them. You cannot be conservative. This is not the time at all to be conservative. You got to go after it. So have that in mind. Sherry says, tell me what I should be doing with changing profile pics. I've not done this. It's just refreshing, really, Sherry. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be overly, like, I don't get overly salesy. Like, I'm not going to put sales things on my profile picture, but I just change stuff all the time. So it's cool. Like, like I might have, like, I think last year I did this a little bit last year, but I teased a lot of stuff about EXP for about 3 weeks leading up to my sale. So my profile picture, I changed it once a week, and it was just a different image, and it would say hashtag EXP 2020. And then I always had my website link on it. My website link would take you to a landing page where you could get all the details about what EXP was. And so I was just constantly changing imagery because visuals are everything, and visuals tell a story. And notoriously, more than any other post, FYI, in case you didn't know this, I don't know the statistics around it, but I see the engagement around it. You guys might see this yourself, but do you notice that whenever you change your profile picture or your cover photo, it gets a tremendous amount of interaction, right? I think that's a part of Facebook's algorithm. I think it's a different, the algorithm for a profile picture and for a cover photo is different from that of a regular post. It gets more visibility. And I don't know why that is. But leverage it. Come up with creative ways to leverage your profile picture and your cover photo because it gets more eyes on it. And the other thing that I love about it is if you throw a cover photo up, you always put text with it too. So if you post a new cover photo, then you can add a caption, and that way when people see it in their feed, it'll have something to it, not just an image. But then if you update that cover photo, then it's the storefront of your store. Basically, it's the first thing that people see when they come and visit your profile, and then that stays on your storefront until you change it. Your profile stays there until you change it. So it's not like a regular marketing post that you drop on your timeline and by this afternoon it's buried and nobody's going to see it again. It stays front and center until you change what you want front and center. So I really leverage the profile picture cover photo a lot in a selling season to make sure that I'm keeping eyes on my stuff as much as possible. Does that make sense, Sherry? Everybody? Okay. Get creative with yourself this year. Along the lines of throwing inhibitions out the window, but just like really try to take some time this week, the next week or 2 weeks, to really, really get creative and really try to do something that you've never done before. Now, I know some of you guys, this is going to be your first selling season. So the good thing that you've got going for you is that nobody knows what to expect with you. So shock and awe is easy. For some of us that have been doing this for a while, and it once you've gone high, it's hard to go higher. That's something that's like, it's one of the things that I say every single year whenever I get through a successful selling season. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do next year? Because once you go high, it's hard to go higher, but you have to go higher. You've got to do something that's crazy. I can't believe that he's doing that. So just try to have fun with it. It really is something I enjoy this selling season, not only because of the payoff and what usually ends by the end of it, but it's fun. It's the number one time of year for you to really go all in on your craft and see what you can get out of it. So try to get creative with it. Bundles and packages are very successful in this selling season. So rather than trying to offer one thing singularly, people really are drawn to package deals, bundled deals. If you've got a this for sale and a that for sale and a that for sale, throw them together. I'm going to offer this at the all three for the price of one type of thing. It's, crazy. Bundles, packages. The other thing that you can do too is you can leverage things that you've created before and offer them as bonuses to what you're selling now. Like one of the things that I did last year was I was brainstorming throughout it's actually middle of the year. I was brainstorming a new program for my business that a lot of people had requested, which was a tech bundle, which a lot of you guys have invested in my tech bundle. My tech bundle is just basically, all right, and really this was born out of working with my clients where I've already done packages, I've already done branding, I've already built your website for you, I've already done all of that. And it was getting to the point where all of that help and wasn't necessary anymore. People were like, Justin, I need funnels now. I need an app. I need this and this and this. I'm like, you know what? I just need to create something that's just a tech membership where you invest in me and I'm yours. Anything you need, I got it. So Courtney and I it's actually Courtney's idea. You can thank her for that. Courtney's like, you should do a tech bundle. I'm like, yes, I should do a tech bundle. What does that look like? And then we mapped it all out. And we actually had that plan in August and we were going to offer it in September. And I'm like, I got to hang on to that one. I think that's a gem. So we decided to hang on to that and offer that as a part of EXP membership. And that was a major selling point for EXP, was the fact that it was a full year of tech support. And so I offered it as an add-on to EXP, but then I made that my January primary offer in my new year. So it was something that was a part of a bundle, but then it became a secondary offer that's just out there now. And I've sold several of those. So, you can, take one thing and bundle it with another to give it leverage, to give it value, and then pull it apart later and make it a secondary offer later. But anything you can do to bundle stuff together is really good. Victoria says, do you change your photo only on your business page? No, I do personal page, business page. I'll do all my profiles, Twitter. I'll roll all kinds of stuff to really just try to capture as much eyes and attention as possible. Victoria, great question. So bundle and package is important. Another note that I have for you is just to remember that your beliefs about money do not apply to your audience. Okay. So that's something that I had to get through my own head early on. I remember, I've told you guys a story when I first launched my inner circle, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this inner circle, and I felt like the Lord prompted me to do 497. I'm like, 497? Really? Like, will people really pay $500 to be in a Facebook group with me? It just seemed ridiculous to me. And that was, 3 years ago? Now it's like, can't believe I only sold it for $500. That's crazy. But your beliefs about money do not apply. Just because you wouldn't put $1,000 on a credit card does not mean they won't. Just because you would not go out and spend, an average $800 ticket on Black Friday this year with all the things going on does not mean that they won't. Just because you wouldn't subscribe to a membership for $250 a month that's auto drafted from your account does not mean they won't. People, you'd be surprised on what people will spend money on. It's all about what's important to them. So make sure as you are planning your Black Friday and as you are considering what it is that you want to offer, and as the Lord is prompting you on the things that you need to create, you need to get out of your own head about what that thing costs, because even if it makes you uncomfortable, does not mean it makes them uncomfortable. But this is where confidence is key. Confidence is absolutely key. You have got to get through your head, people, that you are worth it. And you've got to believe that, and you have got to wear that like a cloak. Because if you try to sell something, but you carry on yourself that you don't think it's worth it and you're not sure it'll sell, it won't sell and nobody will buy it. This is where you've got to It's one of the things that I've always been very good at, despite my gut feeling about what I was doing. Most of the time I thought I was crazy for doing what I was doing, but I'd come out and I get on camera and I make that thing available and I am believable. Would y'all agree with that? When I sell stuff, I'm believable. By the time I'm done talking, you're like, that's the best thing I've ever seen in the whole world. I got to buy that thing. Half the times I'll talk to you guys on the phone and I'm like, what are you selling? And you're like, well, I'm selling this and it's this much. I'll be like, all right, this is what you do. And I say it and you're like, can you record that and repeat that? Because I'm about ready to buy it from you and it's my thing. And that's just a gift. It's just the way I am. It's just the Lord gave that to me. Thank the Lord. But one of the things that I really, really get through my head when I go into selling is I just want to make sure that I am out of my own way and I am giving that thing its best shot by giving it my best confidence. And because if people believe you, they'll believe in it. But if they don't believe you, they won't believe in it and they won't buy it. So it's how you present yourself is everything. And the confidence that comes through is really, really necessary in the selling process. All right. So I want to tackle that one. We talked about, don't forget about shoppers buying for themselves. You can play that fiddle too, y'all. Listen, if you got something that you know would be a good gift for someone like Sherry Capella, that's a gift for ladies. This is your Christmas gift to yourself this year. Even Victoria with your yoga academy thing, the same thing. This is a Christmas gift for you this year. You can leverage that in your marketing. You can leverage the vice versa. If you've got something that would be great for men, you can talk to women and this is a great gift for your spouse, or vice versa. Talk to the men. It's a great gift for your wife. Sherry, you could even do that. I'm just thinking all you girls that got stuff that's really good for girls. You could spend one whole series of your marketing go right after men. Let me talk to you men for a second, and you can talk to men about how their wives would really, really love this or whatever. Really, really play that because it's a great starting point to get people thinking about, you know what? It's a justification is what it is. That's all it is. It's like, all right, I'm going to spend this $800. I'm going to spend this $1,200. And normally I wouldn't be spending that. I wouldn't be making that kind of investment. But you know what? This is a Christmas gift to myself this year. We've had a tough year. We've gone through a lot this year. It's the I deserve it mentality, or I've worked hard for this, or whatever. It's just anything you can do to give people to wrap their mind around, you know what, I think I should do this. I deserve this. I need this. I want this. And just help them with that narrative if that's the narrative that they want to go down. So that's helpful. That's effective. We talked about social media engagement is down. So this is where we have to be creative with social media. I never thought I would say this, but this is the time really to figure out if you can get people on an email list and get them talking to you in email. I wouldn't go all in on email lists, but what I am doing, for me, what I'm focusing on is what new resources. Like I'm one of the things that my main focus for October is to create some high value new free downloads for my website. Because I haven't put new free resources on my website in a while. So I'm looking at creating some high value new free downloads. I'm getting a lot of website traffic from my YouTube videos, and I'm getting a ton of downloads on my free resources tab on my website. So I'm going to work on creating some new high value free downloads. And so Tammy says, what's the difference between email and chat? Great question. So what I'm looking for how can I leverage the traffic that I'm getting to get people to download something? Because as soon as I get them to download something, I've got their email. Now I can follow up with them. So if Sherry's brand new or Victoria's brand new and they've never seen anything that I've ever done, they watch one YouTube video and they go to my website and they download a free resource. And maybe I'm promoting or highlighting a brand new free resource. They go there, and as soon as they download something, I've got Victoria's email. Now I can check in with Victoria. I can create an autoresponder to follow up with her. Victoria, just checking in on you. Thank you so much for downloading my thing. Just want to make sure you actually got it opened, questions, whatever. And then I can set up a series of follow-ups to follow up with her, because every single time she has an experience with me is an impression. And so I want to be building up those impressions. So the difference between email and chat, really, email is just you're communicating through an email inbox versus chat. You're talking on Messenger. Both are powerful. And I rarely ever talk about email, and I really love that chat feature. The reason why I love the email piece is right now because social media sucks. I want automation. And I'm not looking for a handful of new connections over the next couple months. I'm looking for hundreds of new connections. So if I can set up systems where people are downloading things from me, and as soon as they download, I put in autoresponders, or my email autoresponders are keeping in touch with them and cultivating them and talking to them, I can keep track of those things, and I can keep track of those people and keep those impressions rolling. Tammy, go ahead.
This really only applies to Maggie and I, but we've got a corporate app that does have reminders and schedulers. So in that case, we should stick with the app, yes?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. And just really it's systems. It's just having a system in place where you can just be in touch with those people. Be in touch with those people. And the main thing is just, even if it's automated, it still has to be personal. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you don't automate the personal out of it. So what I'm really looking for is I'm looking to find people who don't currently know me to get their hands on high value materials that I've created. And then once they've got their hands on it, then I can engage them and I can help them and talk to them and find out what they need and be cultivating them and find out where they're at. So, just be thinking about how you are going to engage your audience, and really going back to the impressions piece. Everything is about impressions. If you go from now all the way through September into October into November, and you're thinking about Black Friday, but you don't have a list of leads, you don't have a group of people, you don't have when you get to selling season, when you roll into November, you should have a list of who you think is probably going to buy. Like that. That's just, I do every year. I had it last year when I knew in my mind who was most likely to drop 10 grand on a membership with me. That's a major thing. I wasn't looking for 100 people. I was looking for 10 people. And so I'm like, I need to figure out how, who these people are. And I'm like, how many of these are going to be people that are going to come out of my current tribe, and how many people are going to be coming in from brand new. And so I had a list of 30 people coming in November that I believe were high targeted, very possible to make that investment. And so, you got to be, whatever it is that you're selling, you need to have a good idea in mind of who you're selling to. Because if you go into November with no list or no idea and you just throw it out there, it's just going to flop. You might make a couple, maybe, if you're lucky, but it's all about those relationships. It's all about those build up going up, because the people that you establish relationships with now are going to be the ones that pull out their credit card in 3 months. So that's why we're talking about this today, because it's very, very important to build up those relationships. Okay. Questions for me? I know we covered a lot, but that's a lot. Go ahead, Sherry.
I do. I do have a question. We were talking a little bit about confidence is key when you're launching and all of that, and how some of us might be in a season where we have something new, or it's the first time we're going out and marketing. And I have some encouragement there, but I'm also very interested in your insights on this, Justin. Some encouragement is that the role of fear, and how to combat it and where to combat it. Because that's something that, even though I go through a perpetual state of open enrollment, I still recognize fear, and I start to combat it. And I've come up with different strategies to combat it, because it's a real thing that will paralyze you. And it doesn't matter how much confidence you have. You get to the point where you know all the things, but you struggle to apply them. I'm interested in how you combat that, Justin.
This is what I do. Fabulous question, Sherry, and thank you for asking that one, because I have gone through that. I went through it. I've gone through it every year. I went through it. And a lot of it comes from every year I level up. Every year it's a new program or a higher price point, and there's insecurity that comes with that. There's doubt that comes with that. Will anybody really do this? Last year I was scared to death. Last year, coming into my Black Friday selling season, because I went high, way high. But I felt like in my gut that this is that I'm creating something that people will really consider. And I just believed in it. And honestly, I wasn't afraid of not selling any. I was afraid of only selling one or two. That's what I was afraid of. And then and then what do I do? You know? So there's every time you level up, there's always going to be that fear and insecurity that comes along with it. So one of my favorite quotes ever is by Les Brown that says, to do something you've never done, you have to become someone you've never been. Right? You've got to, something has to change in you to level up that way. So this is how I look at fear from this perspective. Is usually when you're afraid of something, is because you feel like you don't have control of it. And you feel like you don't have control of something that you want control over. And so you're craving control over something that you don't know how to affect. And I think where that comes from is it comes from you feeling like you have to help people make the decision to invest in your thing. And they're not your problem. You are your problem. So the way I look at it is when I go into a selling season, and I go into whatever it is that I'm going to make available, my focus is not on trying to convince them. It's just like a sales call. I talk about when you go into a sales call, you don't go into the call with the sale in mind, because if you go into the call focused on, oh my gosh, I got to get this closed, it will affect you. It'll eat at you. So I don't go into my selling season thinking about how do I need to convince people to buy this? How do I need to say the right things and do the right things? My focus is on me, because I can control me. So I don't go out with a sale or with a promo with how do I convince Sherry to buy this? How do I get Sherry comfortable with that investment? That's not my job. That's your job. You got to get comfortable with the investment. Your money's not my problem. I'm my problem. So what I need to do, instead of worrying about you or thinking about you or trying to figure out how I'm going to get you to do it, what I do is I'm going to be like, do I believe in my product? Do I believe in what I created? Do I believe that this thing can absolutely change your world? Do I believe that when you make this investment, it will be the best investment that you'll make all year? Do I know that I will pour into you? Do I know what I'm capable of providing for you? Do I believe that this will be absolutely worth it? Yes. And so I get there in my mind. And then when I present my stuff out there, we're really where my approach and my confident selling comes from is my belief in what I've created. That's it. It's all about my belief in what I created. But honestly, I think that's what makes me so effective. It's because I'm believable. And I think believable is probably the number one sales tactic in the world, is believability. If people believe in you, they'll buy from you. And I think that's probably one of the number one things that gets in most people's ways. Most people, when they go out to sell something, they're trying to convince someone versus just being unapologetically and believably them. Because when you are so confident in what you have, people are like, I mean, if you got any ambitions about anything that I'm selling, when you sit and listen to me talk about, I am so excited about this program. Listen, y'all, you won't believe what I put into this. It's so crazy. I have spent months and months and months refining this, and I'm expecting you to do this. And the people that make the investment in this program, we're going to spend this, and this together. We're going to do this together. We're going to do that together. It's going to be so incredible. I can't wait to develop the relationships. I can't wait to see the breakthroughs that happen. I'm just talking about what I believe will really happen with this program. And you're on the other end of the screen going, I want that. I want to be in that. I want to be a part of that, So it's, for me, Sherry, the way I get past the insecurity and the way I get past the fear is I really just look at what I've created, and I just get sold out on my own program. And I just like, you know what? And really it's a resolving in my spirit of no matter what happens, I'm okay with it. That's really I think that's important. And I did that last year. I'm like, all right, Lord, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about EXP. I'm excited about what I believe I will do with this group next year. But whatever happens, it's in your hands. If I don't sell one, I don't know why I went through all this, but I'm going to learn something from it. But I am just going to just talk about this, be excited about this, share what I've created, be confident in what I've created, and let people have the opportunity to ask me questions about it. And that's exactly what I did. And I sold it out.
So
And
good.
so is that helpful? That's it. Okay. That's how I do it. That's just, I'm not going to worry about you. I'm going to worry about me because I can control me. All right. Fabulous questions. What else you guys got for me? Anything else this morning? Y'all are awesome. Okay. Well, that's a lot to think about. Now's the time, y'all. August is half over. Can you believe August is half over? Like August is half over. This is like this season's, it's going to be here in a blink. So don't put off planning this. Well, I'll start it next week or I'll start after Labor Day. All of a sudden November will be here. Take time, commit. I would sit down and look at whatever calendar you got for this week and plan some time this week to just start putting thought to this because it has to start progressing now. It has to start working right now. Okay. I'm going to leave you with that for today. I will upload the recording as soon as it's done and I will see you guys later. All right. Take care and God bless y'all. Bye-bye.